This is the Solid Signal podcast for the week of August 9th, 2021. And if you got an email from Solid Signal this weekend, and I hope you did, I hope that you subscribed to our emails, and I'll get back to that in a minute. You noticed that it is Antennathon at Solid Signal, and you might be wondering, what is Antennathon? What's the excitement all about? Why should I care? That sort of thing. And that is the subject of this week's podcast, because I wanted to make sure that you were all up to date on this kind of thing. Yes, it's a promotion. Yes, it's a gimmick. I'm not going to say it isn't, but it's also worth taking a look at for a lot of good reasons. You see, there's a lot of people out there on our Solid Signal mailing list who don't realize that an over-the-air antenna is a really good choice, that it's a great way to supplement your streaming, satellite, cable, whatever, entertainment, because with an over-the-air antenna, you buy it once, you put it up, and it's there, period. It will last for years or even decades, giving you great service with nothing else to spend ever. And that's why an Antennathon is so good. Antennathon is our more or less annual way of highlighting the excitement that can come from using an over-the-air antenna and making it easier for you to get into the world of over-the-air antennas at a fair and reasonable price. We take a look at the antennas we've got. We have meetings after meetings about how low we can discount these things and still, be able to cover our costs, because after all, we are a business. And then we put our antennas out there at that price. That's what it's there for. We want to make sure that you can get the antenna that you need super easily at a super fair price, and that you can find out what antennas you may or may not want. You see, when you look at the hundreds of antennas that we have at Solid Signal, yes, there are tons of them, and yes, it can get kind of confusing. This is a problem because there's something called choice paralysis, which is a real thing. It's that idea that there's so much to choose from that you end up not choosing anything. And that can be a problem. We don't want you to be so overwhelmed that it becomes impossible for you to get the antenna that you need. So we have a couple of different ways to help you find that antenna. First of all, with Antennathon, we're highlighting antennas in every category that are going to make it easy for you to get those free over-the-air channels that you want. You get them, you put them up, and all of a sudden, scan for channels, and you're going to find a whole bunch on the television that you already have. Second of all, you can go to solidsignal.com, click on the link to get antenna help, and you're going to get a recommendation for an antenna from a real, honest, certified technician. We don't use apps. We don't use algorithms. We take a look at every single one of your answers to the short survey that we give you and recommend an antenna that makes sense for you, makes sense in your market, because not every market needs the same kind of antenna. Some do need VHF and some don't. Make sure that it's an antenna that you can put up. If you tell us that you can't go up on the roof, we're going to find a way to get you an antenna that works for you. If you're in an apartment, we're going to recommend a more compact antenna. It's there for you. And this is a service that we offer 100% free, no obligation. We just like to make sure that you've got the resources that you need to get the antenna that you deserve. Antennathon is going to be going on for a couple of weeks, so I understand you may not want to jump right in and buy something today, but I will say that we came out right out of the gate with our best prices this year. We're not going to be discounting anything any further after this week. I mean, the discounts will continue. Let me put it that way. What you see this week is probably going to be available for another couple of weeks. However, we're not going to be discounting any further and giving you any incentive to wait any longer. So check it out this week and make that choice now while supplies last, because once these antennas are gone, the prices go back up. You know how it is. So check it out now and get the one you want before everybody else does. Antennathon is a lot of fun at Solid Signal because, we get into it. We have little contests within the building and have a lot of fun doing it. And it's something that just kind of lights up everybody, and it builds bridges with our customers, because year after year when we've done this sort of thing, we have made new customer relationships that have ended up being really productive and really good for everybody involved. I hope that you participate in Antennathon and also that you tell your friends about it. Bookmark this podcast if you are listening through a web browser, or share it with anyone that you want to share it with. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts and Spreaker and a couple of other ones. So no matter where you get your podcasts, or any of your friends do, they're going to find the Solid Signal podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe, and that they do too, because of course it makes me look good. I say that every week. And then check out the Solid Signal blog, blog.solidsignal.com, for even more information about antennas. You're going to learn about the terms you need to know, everything that will help you be an expert as you get the antenna of your dreams. That's about it for me for the Solid Signal podcast for this week. Keep listening, because I've got a couple new ones planned for the month that are going to really hopefully knock your socks off. That's my hope anyway. And I will talk to you then. And meantime, check out the great stuff at solidsignal.com. Thanks.